What's up y'all, it's Plays here, back again with another video. This time we'll be playing some No Limits 2. Of course the video is sped up in case anybody's wondering. And yeah, in this video I'll be creating a wooden coaster. And actually I did kind of want to talk about this. This is kind of a new idea for my channel, but also something we kind of did before. If any of y'all watched the 7 days video I did a long time ago, of course the video was sped up. And yeah, and I've been seeing, I've watched a lot of Planet Coaster and No Limits 2 videos, so I've got the idea, of what to, not what to say, but the commentary and all that. But yeah, I decided to try a video out myself, because why not? So, as for what we're doing here, like I said, we're building just kind of a wooden coaster. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, so I just decided to make a weird combination of intense and classic. You'll kind of see what I'm saying. And I'm kind of 50-50 on this ride. There's some parts that I really liked about it, and others I really didn't. And you'll see as the time goes on, I'll kind of bring those up. And yeah. So, the way this video is going to work, obviously I'll be talking through this about 20 minutes of sped up footage. It's about an hour or so in footage, combined down to 20 minutes. That's okay. The lowest I can create. So I'll be talking over it, of course, and then once the finished product's done, once this part of the video is over, I'll give you a clean POV, and then say some stuff and go and end the video, of course. So yeah. So right here I'm working on the first drop. I kind of wanted, I had an idea, I quickly drew it out. I didn't want to go into this too blindly. I wanted to kind of be more time efficient. So with the drop, it has curved drop, as you guys seen earlier. Now I'm working on a few airtime hills, or a single airtime hill. Now it's a little bit low, so it's a speed hill. It was a lot bigger than I wanted to be. It should have been a lot higher in my eyes, but I made that. Now we're going to the first corner. So here we go, kind of smoothing it out. You'll see a lot of smoothing and a lot of, I've used, I wanted perfect corners, so I decided to use the element. So you'll see that a lot. Specifically left turns. I happen to make a lot of left turns. So, complete accident. But yeah, there you see the first corner going down. Kind of want to make a little double hill. Like I said, I went for just a weird combination in general. So a double little airtime hill. Why the heck not? But yeah. And then kind of did a little bit of work on the corners and stuff. So now you'll see him going back through and smoothing it. But yeah, like I said, I drew this up and just kind of want to go for a bit of classic, and I think I threw a little bit too much intensity in there, mainly in the first half and then also the last section. So you'll see when we get there. Here is also a bit of an intense corner and section right here. Kind of wanted to go right, left, and then I wanted it to actually wrap around the outside, so I decided to throw under the lift hill, which you'll see here in a bit. You see I'm kind of elevating this corner. This corner is not too bad, but it's going to be an overbanked corner. You'll see when we get to the banking part of it. So yeah. So what thing I do, I don't know. Whatever. I just kind of sculpt it from the side, as you see. So it looks weird now, and then I should go back, grab all these pieces, and then I start rotating them. I haven't really paid attention to how other people do tracks, or like angled pieces or sections. But yeah, so here we're kind of making a curved airtime hill, or like an off-axis airtime hill, which I liked it as the element itself, but I don't think it fits on this ride too much. But you guys will see that in a bit. I'm sorry, I'm kind of like going ahead too much, and maybe I should kind of be going with the times. So, but yeah, you see a little bit of a speed hill, which I decided to redo, kind of. So, actually, that's one thing I do want to ask is, if you guys want to see more of these videos in the future. I do have one planned after this. I think I'm going to RMC this ride. So that's kind of the intention. I was like, I'll build a wooden coaster and then I could RMC it, get 2 for 1. Why not? So yeah, so that's kind of like the plan there. And I'll probably be releasing that video probably next week. So I have a lot of Phasmophobia videos. I don't know if y'all have been watching it or not, or if you're interested in Phasmophobia, you can check out the videos that I've been uploading. I have a lot of them. I recorded about 6 different sessions before I even started. So that's how that is. Give me 1 second, actually. The fan is going to drive people crazy, so just had to turn that off. But anyways, yeah, I have a lot of Phasmophobia videos, so it'll be Phasmophobia probably next Friday, and then maybe Arms Eating Limits too. So back to this though, we just created another corner that goes around the outside, and then it goes into a mid-course brake run, and just a couple normal airtime hills. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do here, and decided to go with another flat left turn, which actually works out perfectly. It just barely misses the airtime hill right there. I did not intend for that to happen, but it worked so perfectly. I've fallen in love with that section. So now we're kind of trying to wrap up the ride at this point. So just a few hills in general into another boring corner. Well, except for I kind of make this one into a helix, so we'll see. But yeah, just a few hills, and kind of wanted to not be so curved, just kind of a, I don't know, weird straight section. And then here you see us start working on a helix idea. So yeah. So as you can see, the mixture of classic and intensity, and you'll especially see it during the on-ride POVs. So I kind of wish I went a little bit more classic. But yeah. So you see I'm kind of making the helix, trying to figure out how I want to go. After this part, that's kind of the problem with making her using the pieces, is they're kind of set a certain way. You could try to unset them, if that makes sense. But I decided to just have it go flat, and it worked out perfectly. Here we got a straight section to get outside of the structure, and then decided to level this down a little bit, so get some speed, and then we enter into a few airtime hills leading towards the brake run. So relatively quick and easy final section. This build actually did take, like I said, an hour. It really did not take that long in general, but I think it turned out decently fine. You know, there wasn't any major kinks in the ride or anything horrible. Of course, I smoothed out most of the sections and all that using the smoothing tool. So yeah, here I was debating about what I wanted to use, and in the end I went with the transfer track. Thought about using a merge track, but because the mid-course brake run I wanted to use 3 trains, and I would have, or a transfer track is a lot easier for 3 trains. Although now that I think of it, it's only 2 storage tracks, but that's not a, you know, rides do that, but sometimes it's nice to have 3 storage. So yeah. So just kind of working on the final brake run. So while we're doing that, so talk about my channel a little bit of an update. To be honest, I wouldn't say I've lost interest, but there's other things that I've been kind of doing a little bit. So I've been kind of leaning away from my schedule, and I'm kind of actually decided that I probably won't be following any schedule anymore. Of course, I went, you know, over the summer with the summer crazy uploading 3 videos a week, and that was not going too bad. But school's back up, of course. It's been up for a while. I decided to go down to 2. Now we're working on some stuff, a FiveM server and all that, and just been kind of partying every night. Not actually, but you know, in Discord, hanging out with people. So the views aren't exactly there. That's something I expected, and I think I'll probably, right now I'm dropping it down to Fridays only, but I might just go with the inconsistent upload. I'll try to upload weekly or bi-weekly, but yeah, just to kind of loosen up my schedule a little bit more. I want a little bit more freedom in my schedule. So, and of course, you know, these videos are not that hard to make. but they are very time consuming to render. So it's almost guaranteed 2 hours out of the day if you wanted to go and just edit and render the video. Of course, making the videos himself is very fun. It's the editing, it's just time consuming. The editing can be fun if you know what you're doing. But unfortunately, there's days you get on this and you're like, oh, I gotta edit this video, and just you don't know what to do. So instead, you just make it a boring video, and that's not gonna cut it. So I'll probably try to cut back a little bit, maybe spend a little bit more time editing if that's possible. So yeah, that's also, I've been kind of dipping in a lot of different categories, and I think that's might be also what's hurting me a little bit. Of course, I've been staying gaming. This first No Limits 2 video, I've been kind of just trying out different things. What is the best way? I don't know. So it's been very random. I've had games that get really popular and then they aren't so popular anymore. That's just the way it works around here. So yeah, that's what I'll be cutting back though, basically. That part of the story. So yeah, a bunch of smoothing happening right now. So, but yeah, I plan on doing a little bit more No Limits 2 videos. Maybe throw in some Planet Coaster videos. Just some fun sandbox stuff. Of course, got Faz a little bit. I'm debating about Among Us. I might do Among Us. Maybe. You know, there's a lot of people obviously doing Among Us, so a lot of competition. But we've had some very good fun just playing it, so it could go very well. So yeah. Alright, here we get into the process of creating sections, starting to work on the supports. So the idea is here is you don't want to have wide supports when it's going to look awkward and go over other pieces of tracks and all that. So a section like this, you're going to get rid of, well, if I stop moving around so much. But yeah, you see I get rid of the left supports because there's track to the left of it. There's some very awkward sections, and I kind of messed around with it a little bit. So that's what I'm doing right now, just a bunch of style separators. And yeah, going through, trying to figure out what the problems are, what needs to be worked on. So yeah, now this helix, although its supporting is weird, does not look that bad. In the POV at least, if you look through it, or if you look, heavily look into it, it looks dumb. But because of the supports on the outside, it doesn't immediately look stupid. So yeah, and now it's time for the banking. So this is where you figure out mainly where the intensity is and where it's not. So here you see the curve track, curve drop, I should say. So just trying to figure out what's best for it, and yep, make sure everything is nice and set at 0 and all that. So here I decided to create my own banking rather than listen to the laterals, since it was way too intense up there. And then here, yeah, I tend to stick just to no lateral G-forces unless needs to be. So here's a little bit of that hill, and you can see I kind of fixed it a little bit to not look as intense, but it's still pretty intense, if that makes sense. And then go to the less intense corner, and this actually, I really liked how this corner came out. More of a classic wooden coaster style. Not too much banking, relatively slow, but kind of fast at the same time. You're not going to crawl to a stop. So I really liked how that corner went through. This one and the other one, too intense. This helix actually did not turn out that bad until I screwed it up. And the way I screwed it up is via the mid-course brake run. So when I was creating the mid-course brake run, I actually, the speed and all that I set it to and the way that it was set up, when the train was dropping off or going off of the mid-course brake run, it would slam the brakes. So the train would lose a lot more speed than was originally intended. and therefore when it went to the helix it almost came to a dead stop, and unfortunately I did not fix that before the POV. So here just doing a tad bit of terrain work. I really didn't do too much, but I just kind of wanted to spaz up the area, spicing up the area, you know, whatever. Just kind of make it have a little bit more depth to it, make it not so flat and boring. So usually I actually don't focus on terrain work, but made an exception, and I think it turned out relatively well for the simplicity, especially at the ending right here. So you see really big hills, kind of dropped it down right here, and then I decided to actually add a little bit of a river right here. So you can see that coming through right now. So I used to hate doing terrain work in this game, and then I figured out how to smooth in and kind of slowly drag it around using just a bigger influence area. Does so much to make sure that it's all nice and hilly. So now it's time for supporting. Of course, you'd use the wooden supports. Now I'm just checking to see if there's any problems, any supports that look really bad, need to get fixed. And then I think there was one or two incidents or instances where there was some supports I did not like. I also forgot to put the station there. So now there was actually another problem, and we'll get to that one here in a little bit, at least on the video. But the major problem was that the track is not very sloped between the brake run and the station. So as a result, when the train would dispatch, because there's no tires, the train would crawl out of the station, and it took forever. I actually sped up the in-game speed to 4 times, and it looked decently normal. And even with the 4 times of both the video and the game, it was still very slow. And one way I fixed that, and usually I don't do this because I like to be more realistic, but I fixed that, and actually you'll be able to see it right now. So this is just 4 times normal game. So you see a little bit of 4 times. But the way I did fix it, as you go for a test run, is I added just an invisible mode or invisible way of transporting the ride. So just something to push it along, and I gave it very, very low acceleration and deceleration. Or no, I did really low acceleration so that it looked more natural than it was just getting pushed along. So also here you can see the ride, just kind of testing, see what it looked like. Pretty nice. Now of course I noticed that problem, and now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So there you see high transport device, 8 miles an hour. And I kind of experiment with it. Now I made a stupid thing, as you've seen right there. I actually changed the deceleration to be really low, which I would leave. I did leave, but yeah, because I was wondering if you look, it's normal looking, you know, or not normal, but it looks like there's wheels or some sort of device down there. I did not want that, and I realized the problem and pasted them, and it gives a more natural gravity look and not a wheel look. There you can kind of see how it slowly gets up to speed. So, and you'll see that obviously in the on-ride POV. And here's the testing. Realize the supports there were a little bit screwed up. Then I noticed the mid-course brake run problem, which I never fixed until after. So you kind of see just right there, this is 4 times speed. Look how slow it's going. So, just to give an idea. But yeah, just doing some more testing, just seeing how it goes. And there's that corner I love so much. I kind of wished I raised the other one up, raised a few of these hills up. I think there's a lot of easy fix to make this more of a classic ride rather than, you know, the more intense version. Also, there's a slight bit of a dispatching error occasionally where you'll dispatch the train too fast, so it gets stuck on the mid-course brake run. And actually, the way it was set up, getting stuck on the mid-course brake run was faster than going through the mid-course brake run because it was timed. So yeah. So here you see a nice, satisfying corner, a little bit of a bump before you entered in. I don't think that was really fixed. It didn't feel like it needed to be. And there you see how it kind of crawls to a stop. Of course, this is still sped up. Just testing the ride, making sure it's good, which I deemed it was. You know, there's a few things I didn't like about it. It still worked. So yeah. Now, before I do cut off to the POVs and all that, since time's running out, give it about 30 seconds. I do wanna know your guys' opinion on these No Limits 2 videos. If you guys want to let me know down below. Actually, if you have any suggestions for maybe a ride that I could create, preferably type. I'm not very good at recreations. Then please let me know down in the comment section, and I will. I'll try to, or I will create it. But yeah, here we go for the POV, and hope y'all like it. Alright, hey y'all, welcome back. Hope y'all enjoyed that POV, had the front seat, back seat POVs. So here we are, kind of just hovering above. But yeah, that was it basically. Let me know your guys' opinions, what things you should fix. You guys can probably see a lot of the problems I've been mentioning, a little bit of intensity, all that. Here, obviously, the regular speed off-ride POV. So it's very satisfying watching the ride kind of go around the track here. There you see that corner. But yeah, I think, like I was saying before, let me know suggestions and all that on what ride types you want me to create. And maybe if you have an idea of your own, maybe an element or whatever that you'd like to see in a ride or a setting, then I could try to create them. Like I said, I'm not very good at recreations, so I do not intend on doing that anytime soon. So, yeah. As for the next No Limits 2 video, I plan on RMCing this thing, making a Rocky Mountain Construction hybrid coaster. It's so nice having the hybrid being the game now rather than not, rather than using mods and all that. So I think I'll be RMCing this, and I have a few ideas in my mind. But I do not want to spoil them just yet. You'll have to wait probably 2 weeks from the original time of release. So sorry if that is a very long time. But most likely by the time you guys find this video, that video will be out with it. Or heck, maybe this is 2 years into the future that you're watching this. 4, 6, 8. Maybe there's an Elements 3 and you're just traveling back to the great Elements 2 game. I don't know when you're watching this, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But like I said, probably 2 weeks. Today's Friday. I'm gonna try to release this video Friday, and then 2 weeks after we'll hopefully have the RMC version of this ride. So yeah, happy November, y'all. Just wanted to say that. It's been November for a while now, but this is the first Friday of November, so it's pretty nice. But November 20th is the date I was looking for. That'll probably be when the next video comes out. So, sorry I am a little bit all over the place, and also sorry for the squeaky chair that is right behind me and under me technically. So, but yeah, this will probably conclude the video. It's an interesting one for me, just kind of sitting here watching it. Watching something you've already done, it's cool to kind of watch it get created. This video definitely ended a lot quicker than I thought it would be, to be honest. But I'm going to end this video here probably. So yeah, if y'all enjoyed, leave it a like. Hated it, just I don't know, hit that dislike button, I guess, if you really want. Like I said, comment down any suggestions or what you thought about this ride, anything, whatever. And yeah, if you're interested and want to stay for more content, subscribing is of course the easiest way to do that. But if you're unsure of me, then you could obviously wait. That's usually what I've been doing. So that's going to conclude this video. See y'all in the next one.